Guys, today we have a crazy video for you. If you watch the main channel, you already know that this is kind of piggybacking off of that, but it's piggybacking off of that for a season. So here's how it's going to work. Every game the Ravens play this year in this franchise, as I'm simming, will be in this high school stadium right here. Whether they're home or away, they're going to be playing this high school stadium. Now, not only do we have the high school stadium mod, we also have a 7-on-7 mod. So every time they play, they're going to be playing 7-on-7. Now, shout out to the Madden mod community for creating this mod. B, I don't know what his actual name is because when I click on his profile, it just says B. But shout out to him for creating these. He creates a lot of the college mods and absolutely amazing individual, very talented, and love to see his work because he's an amazing person. Nonetheless, though, here's the only kind of downside. Because Madden simming is kind of broken, it sucks, but it is. We have to go into every game this season and play them, and we can super sim them, but we have to at least be in the game so the 7-on-7 mod can go through and it actually, shows that it's happening. Now, that's not a problem, but the only issue is the rest of the league, they're not going to have the 7-on-7 mod activated, which kind of does suck, but it's a part of the simming process in Madden. If you're in a game, you can have a mod and sim it with the mod, but if you're not in that said game, you're not going to be able to do that. Now, with 7-on-7, what we're most likely going to see throughout the season is that there isn't going to be many sacks at all because it's very, very difficult to get a sack in 7-on-7 to a point where unless the quarterback runs, but if the quarterback runs, you're not going to get a sack anyway because they're going to take off running, which I'm not expecting too much rushing this year. But, like, for example, if I run at CJ Stroud here, he'll step up in the pocket. The center sometimes picks me up. There might be a running back in the backfield who picks me up. And I'm not able to, get a first. I'm not able to get to the player. So that's the big thing here, right? There's going to be some mobile quarterbacks, some teams that probably take advantage of the fact they have a mobile quarterback like the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. There's going to be a lot of interceptions as well this year, which is going to be fun. But other than that, there's going to be a lot of passing and a lot of passing touchdowns. And that's why I really do like the 7-on-7 because of the fact it's so freaking glitched with how much scoring happens in these 7-on-7 games. Because at the end of the day, it's your best 7 versus my best 7. So let's sim the rest of this game because I'm trying to show you examples and I'm not trying to take away from how good this game is going to be / can be, so let's just watch it, okay? High scoring affair, which is, again, like I said, you're going to see this in every game we played this year, is that there's going to be at least 30, 40, 50 points scored in every single game. And it really does become with 7-on-7, the last team to own the football is going to be the guy who wins, right? This is just how it works. It's the best thing about it, and 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Yeah, we're about to see 557 yards. We're about to see every record broken by Lamar Jackson this year just based on the fact of this 7-on-7 drill. So let's get into the second game, guys. All right, so after a pretty damn good week 1, let's be honest, now we got a second week versus the Cincinnati Bengals here. And even though we're playing away in technical Cincy fashion, we're actually playing at home because, you're staying in this high school stadium no matter what. I hope you guys get used to this high school stadium because this is about to be our life, our love, our everything for the next set amount of times. So let's just sim it, guys. Let's get right to it. Let's see how this game ends up going. 7-0 here. Okay, 7-7. We have 14-7. 14-14, 21-14, 21. Like, if at any point this year, one side doesn't score over 30 points, I will be heavily surprised. Like, I would not be surprised if we see a 70-point game in this season, just with how easy it is to score. 528 yards, 5 touchdowns, 534 yards, 6 touchdowns. This is about to be Lamar Jackson's MVP year times 2. I'll be honest with you, I'm just hoping that we don't lose again, because like we actually did get our butt kicked last weekend. That's not what we're about right now, okay? We're about watching Lamar Jackson take a 7-on-7 drill and beat the NFL record books for most everything of all time. Although I don't think he's going to get most rushing yards of all time. But who knows? Maybe the Ravens are going to be dirtbags about it. 7 touchdowns again for Lamar. 506 yards. I mean, listen, this guy's going to put up every record possible. Like, how much rushing yards did he have in that game? 6 rushing yards. So, again, like I said, it's not really going to... It's going to be so weird to see the rest of the league, though, and how they end up turning out. Just based on the fact of, like, the Ravens are going to have the most points scored in human history. I forgot how many games the Ravens have to play divisionally in the very beginning of this season, because I'm like, okay, well, Bengals, okay, well, now we're already playing the Brownies, and the Brownies are kicking our ass in. Holy, okay, Ravens came back a little bit, at least they tried to, but as always, this is the, 70-point gamers. Okay, well, hold up. Ravens came back. Ravens. The Browns browned it up. And as always, the Clowns choked it away. 8 touchdowns. 612 yards. 8 touchdowns. 568 yards. Please tell me, Lamar, did you get 3 rushing yards in that game? Oh, my lordy. Look, do you guys see the rushing totals? These 7-on-7 games, like, there is no rushing. 29 receptions. 274 yards and 3 touchdowns. 29 receptions. Guys, if any record in the NFL is still available after this year, I will be heavily surprised. Did I say AFC North? Yeah, divisional. Back to back. 3 divisional games in 4 weeks. I mean, 5 weeks. That's fun. Alright, well, it looks like the Ravens are doing something they don't usually do to the Steelers, which is kick their butt in. Usually, the Steelers, I think, are 7-1 versus the Ravens in the last 8 matchups. Like, the Steelers own the Ravens in some way. I don't even know what's going on there. I know, though, Lamar Jackson threw 8 touchdowns in that game. So, yeah, 5 interceptions. The Ravens defense. You know, even... okay, I'll say it like this. Even defense, 40 receptions. Mark Andrews, 40 receptions. Now, you know what the problem is? There is a cap for all the stats in Madden, which sucks so bad, by the way. There's a cap for how much yards and receptions you can have and touchdowns you can have. But, yeah, there was 1 sack in that game. And there was 5 interceptions. But, yeah, so Andrews going to get capped for how many receptions he has, because in reality, he's going to have, like, 1 million. Titans, are you ready for your 7-on-7 drill? Also, a little side note here, there's no fans in attendance because it's a high school game. So that's even a funnier thing, and also we're kind of on a high school field in the middle of a floating void out in nowhere. So, yeah, that's even better. But already we're having ourselves a high-scoring affair here. And the Ravens are kind of losing. But now they came back, and now it's going to go to overtime. Overtime, and the Titans win the game. That is actually crazy. But another 6 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill threw 8 touchdowns in that game, bro. 8 touchdowns. And look at the rushing for the other team as well. 36 receptions. Even in a loss, Mark Andrews still ate plentiful. Next one on the docket, the Detroit Lions. Come on, Ravens. Gotta start winning these games because, like, you know, we're trying to make the playoffs. And I want a Super Bowl that's 7-on-7, okay? I really want that to end this season off as a 7-on-7 Super Bowl. But what it's going to come down to is winning some of these games. And there we go. All right, well, hopefully. And every single game they play is so freaking close. I mean, again, it's 7-on-7, okay? teams can come back, players can come back. I get that, but like, bro, we don't need 7-on-7 every single game to be so close. 509 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's insane. So a little cut in here. So we are now in week 8, and Lamar Jackson currently in the NFL has 47 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,900 yards in the season, and there's no rushing outside of that. Mark Andrews, 224 receptions. We're not even halfway through the season, by the way, okay? 2,081 yards, 25 touchdowns. We have 10 sacks in the season with Rock Sin, which is probably the most sacks we have ever seen by a cornerback in human history. And the Ravens have a total of 14, 16, 17, 18 interceptions. And 1 touchdown. They have the number 1 offense, for obvious sake, and the 32nd defense, because they also get destroyed every single week. And, wow, Lamar Jackson is not... Okay, first off, how did Roquan Smith get defensive player of the week? But, that's why. Because anyone who plays the Ravens, this is what happens. Either Lamar gets it, or anyone who plays the Ravens gets it. That's pretty much how that all goes down. And Tannehill now holds the record for the most yards in a single game. Previously held by Lamar Jackson. Previously held by Jared Goff. Previously held by Deshaun Watson. And previously held by Joe Burrow. Passing touchdowns in a single game right now is Deshaun Watson. Tied with Lamar Jackson, and Tannehill. And this guy apparently is still on the board here. And the rest of these are actually, wow, not really anything. Rushing yards, we don't talk about rushing yards, so that doesn't matter. Receiving yards, though, Mark Andrews does hold the record now, and he actually holds both number 1 and number 2 record. Traylon Burks actually is on the list as well, and also Irv Smith Jr. apparently. It would be nice if he did that in real life. Receiving touchdowns, currently on the record, Mark Andrews twice. Amon St. Brown's on here. Catches, 40 catches for Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews really just owns this list at this point. He completely owns the list. And defensive sacks, I don't think I'm going to be able to hit this for... Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit this. In interceptions, maybe? No, because one single player. Alright, for a season, Lamar is going to be on this soon. Lamar is already on this, isn't he? Yup, Lamar is already at 47. Catches in a season, Mark Andrews has exceeded expectations. 1,000%. He has exceeded expectations on that. How many catches for... Oh, yeah, Mark Andrews might beat this in a single season. He might beat this one record in a single season. 224 right now. Receiving touchdowns, Mark Andrews already has it for the season. And the season's not even over. He already has the most receiving yards of all time now in a single season. Yeah, so Andrews has really broke every single record possible so far. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this goes because offensively, points per game, we average 53.1. We have 47 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. 201 first downs. And defensively, we have 18 interceptions. Actually, 0 forced fumbles. 11 sacks. And we allow 310 points. Let's go into the Cardinals. Alright, so I think instead of showing you, like, every single game moving forward, because at this point, like, this is pretty much all you're going to see every single week is it'll be a 30-second clip of, like, this is what we did in this game. We did in this game. And it's going to be the same exact stats pretty much, but a little bit better, right? So I'm going to skip forward, guys, to the playoffs. Now, I have to go through every individual game here for the mod to work correctly. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like at the end of the season, but I'm going to have to go through every single game. So I can't just, like, sim the season. I have to go through every individual game and sim it so that the mod will work. So I'll see you guys in a second. And that's our final Week 18 game. So skipping forward here, guys. Lamar Jackson finished the year off in the final game with 585 yards and 8 touchdowns. So, let's see what the final stats of the year are, and then we'll get to the playoffs and see how these playoffs are going to interact. But there is no way Lamar... I didn't, keep track of all the yards he had, but now that I think about it, he probably had... Oh, I don't even want to know how many. They also got a first-round bye, the Ravens, so we can skip forward here. But let's just see the stats, man. Lamar Jackson won. He's going to win MVP, 100%. Let me just see this real fast. Yeah, he's easily. And Mark Andrews is number 2. Lamar's number 1 on MVP race. Number 1 offense. How about defense? 32nd defense. That makes about sense. 9,748 yards for Lamar Jackson. 116 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. 166 rushing yards for Lamar. Andrews, 255, by the way, is the cap. You can't get over 255. So if you see 255, he probably had over 700, but you can't get over 255. 5,000 yards and 54 touchdowns for Mark Andrews. He threw the ball to Mark Andrews so freaking much. Rocky Sin, 21 sacks. Roquan Smith. I mean, bro, there is so many crazy stats here. And then just looking at him compared to the rest of the league, right? So, Lamar was 116. Dak Prescott was 43. The second most was Joe Burrow at 45. I mean, he still had 15 interceptions, but when you throw the ball, how many attempts? He's had 1,133 attempts. Next closest was 573. 84 completion percentage as well. I said Lamar did a pretty damn good job for this year. So, for the season, easily, he destroyed the record. Passing touchdowns easily. Rushing yards, we're not going to get that. But receiving yards, 100%. And Zay Flowers also. Receiving touchdowns. Yeah. Catches, yeah, 100%. Defensive sacks. What's funny here is that, so, what's his name? Rocky Sin. Is he on this? He is on this list. He's 21. The only cornerback to ever be on this list and will ever be on this list is Rocky Sin now. And, we didn't get interceptions. Okay. But passing yards, Lamar, clear as day here, hit every single record. Passing touchdowns. Same concept. Rushing yards, not going to do that. Receiving yards, Mark Andrews showed up. Receiving touchdowns. I'm surprised in a single game we did not hold the #1 record. We didn't get over 5. That is crazy, actually. Because that's not capped. And this isn't capped either. So that's actually kind of crazy. 40 receptions in the game. That is crazy. I'll tell you right now. That is crazy. And we also didn't beat the record for most sacks. Interceptions. Okay, but this is one single player. That's why. So passing touchdowns. We're not going to... Yeah, no. Lamar had one season where he had amazing. He's not going to hit the mark. Neither are we going to hit the mark for this. Receiving yards, maybe? Nah. Still no. And yeah, I mean, if we did 2 seasons of this, potentially we could hit the mark there. But... guys, we now have the playoffs, okay? First round of the playoffs versus the Cincinnati Bengals, who actually have been our Achilles heel this whole entire video so far. It's the one team that we have played against, and it's been very interesting so far. So, let's just see how this goes. 7-0, 14-0. Okay. I'm pretty sure we did not season sweep them. They beat us one time at least. I think they beat us in week 2, and then we beat them in week 11. Which is in Baltimore versus in Cincy, so it makes sense. Oh, Joe Burrow is coming back. And he could not get the job done, though. And Lamar threw probably the most yards and touchdowns in the playoff game at this point. Damn. Lamar Jackson, man. That man is Money Jackson at this point. All right, we're now in the championship, which is the pros of having a first-round bye and winning college. And that's going to be against the Buffalo Bills. Let's go. High school stadium yet again, man. The stadium we have played in this whole entire year so far. The high school stadium. That's the thing. I guess. That makes sense, I guess. Alright. Come on. I just want to see what they do with the walkout animation. How's the walkout animation here? Okay. So, floating cameras. Random crew members. They literally just walk. What are you, bro? What are you doing? You're controlling a floating camera. Alright, so I'm going to be interested to see how the Super Bowl looks and how it operates. Because usually Super Bowl is like in one said stadium. But this mod makes it so that every stadium is this high school football field. So I don't know how this is going to go. And to be honest, we might not be in the Super Bowl. Okay, never mind. Well, potentially. Because this game is very much back and forth right now. Yeah, we're going to overtime. And we lost. You gotta be kidding me, bro. We lost that? Now I'm gonna have to take over as the Buffalo Bills, and so that we can actually see the Super Bowl and how the Super Bowl looks. That is so disappointing. We actually lost that by 3 points in double overtime. Alright, well, yep, I'm going to retire as the Ravens here and take over as the Billies. So we can actually go and watch the Super Bowl and see how this looks. Alright, so now we are the Bills. Send to the Super Bowl. I just want to see the intro and how the intro looks on this. And this will be the first time the Bills score as many points as they're going to score in this game. Alright. Super Bowl time, baby. Yeah, it has to be in this field, by the way. It's literally, there is no other field in Madden but this field. Like, that's the only field that you can actually have. So, that's kind of why, you know, you're seeing this field a lot. Just how it works. Alright, come on. Super Bowl time. How is the intro going to look for this? Okay, so they have them running onto the field. Dak Prescott is putting his hands up. For the zero crowd that's in the audience. Literally, there's not one crowd member in the audience right now because fans are not permitted to this high school stadium. And that's it. that was it. Like, that was the whole thing. Okay, coin toss. I'm just going to watch this whole animation go through. Because why not? It's like a story at this point. Like a movie. Like, this is the movie. They're playing in a high school stadium. Because for some reason, Bills cannot play in Buffalo because they can't play in the snow. So they have to play in a high school stadium. And this is the... Alright, sorry about that, guys. Not sure why it randomly cut, but... Or randomly... My whole entire, like, thing crashed. My whole entire, OBS. Not sure why that happened. But anyway, though, let's see how this ends. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? I want to see, like, the celebration. Because how are they going to make confetti come down from the sky like they're supposed to? I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to sim a little bit. Okay. Going to kick a field goal. Oh, they're going to overtime. Okay. I'm just going to let them score a touchdown here because I just don't really... at this point, like, I just want to see the animation. I don't really care about the Bills winning or losing. So, Dak, can you just, you know... Do your typical here. And they're going to be roughing the passer. That would be a touchdown, but it would be called roughing the passer. And this is going to be declined, and the Bills are going to lose the Super Bowl. But we're going to see how this animation goes. So that's in and going to be declined. Touchdown. And I forgot that the other team has the ball, has a chance to possess the ball. And they're going to go right down the field, score a touchdown as well. Alright, bro. Maybe I'll just play this last drive for craps and giggles. Alright. Hold up. Hold up, Josh Allen. I got you. That's Trayvon Diggs as well. Oh, that's Stephon Diggs catching it on Trayvon Diggs. Which is amazing because Trayvon, that's his brother. That's brother and brother catching right there. I was trying to hope to win the Super Bowl there. All right, I'll be Winnie Hut Jr. about this and kick a field goal because, you know, again, like I said, I'm just trying to see the celebration. Are you gonna ice me, really? You're icing me in high school? This is so, like, what is going on here, bro? You can't ice me in high school. I think my game just crashed. Guys, hang on. Alright, so let's try to end this game off because my whole entire game crashed for whatever reason. OBS crashed, my game crashed. Like, they do not want me to end this game off. For some reason, the game does not want me to end this game off. Alright, so... What? So I had a game-winning field goal, and... Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna skip forward. They won. The Cowboys won. Okay? So the Bills had a game-winning field goal, and then the whole game crashed. So then they made us re-kick the ball off, which then somehow, some way, gave them the ball, and then they went down the field and won the game. So, I don't know how. They stopped me by calling that timeout and icing me. It crashed my whole entire game. That's how they won the game. GG to the Cowboys. Because y'all literally cheated just to win a Super Bowl. Which, to be honest, is not really that surprising. Like, not for the Cowboys in general, but I'm saying, like, for a team to cheat to win a championship. Houston Astros did it. Alright, so I guess it's not that much different than in, like, a regular stadium. I still don't understand where the confetti's coming from, because it's just raining from the sky. And I don't see, like, a plane or something or anything, so this is just weird. But, yeah, the final for the Super Bowl, guys, is 688 yards and 8 touchdowns. Interesting. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.